Okay, so I am Dr. Shara Williford. I am the founder and CEO of Be Your Best Yet Coaching and Consulting, and I am a leadership coach. And my specialty is actually future principals, first year principals, and early career principals up to year 7. So that's what I really specialize in, and that's my passion. And so here at Be Your Best Yet, we have a theory of action, which is empowered principals cultivate thriving schools. And so that's really what we are all about. So today, this quick video is specifically geared towards new principals. All right, my new principals. And remember, a new principal could be anywhere from a first year principal or up until year 7. I used to say up until year 5, but since we're still recalibrating ourselves off of COVID, and kind of added that up to year 7. So I may go back down to year 5. Sorry, I have something on my mouth. All right, so with that being said, I wanted to really talk about a, a topic that is at this particular recording, but really it's all year, about hiring and retaining staff, particularly from the lens of a new principal. And so I'm going to frame this from a clarity standpoint, and this will probably be a series of discussions, and you'll see why in a second. We bring this back. So, my colleague and friend, who's a fellow leadership development guru and principal leadership coach as well, Dr. Greg Gardner, posted this earlier today. And so he stated that he enjoyed his time in Arizona working with principals. So again, he does leadership development and he travels across the U.S. And so he was actually doing a session with hiring and how do we retain educators, but not just educators, quality educators. And so in the state of Arizona, there are multiple teacher openings. No different than there are multiple teacher openings here in my state, where I live in the state of Georgia. And I'm pretty sure that there are openings where you live as well. So, but then this was so interesting. He stated that there are 3,000 certified educators rather, walking around the state doing other things, which means that those are 3,000 educators that could be in our schools, in our districts, and just the educational network doing the work of educating our scholars. So he went on and talked about, is it pay? Is it respect? Is it management? Management is typically us leaders and district people. Is it operations? And he's interested in knowing what these numbers look like for Georgia. So he says this is the topic that we'll dive into soon. And so he is correct. That is a topic that we will dive into soon. So be on the lookout for a conversation on that between myself, Dr. Gardner, and Dr. Cowan as well, as we bring back our hashtag New Principals Connect. But anyway, so what I decided to do was really think about, okay, well, this is a layered issue, and we all know that. But what is something that I could offer to new principals right now as it relates to the area of hiring and retaining? And so it made me think about clarity. And the reason I thought about clarity was further down in some of the discussion, which I did not snippet and put here. There were some spicy comments, I would say, or just truthful comments from some teachers. And so we've also had this conversation just about why teachers leave, why people leave, what is the issue, and how can we, as within our circle and locus of control, work on that. And so it made me think about clarity, just some of the comments that I read. So I pulled this out. So what is clarity? In a nutshell, new principles. In short, clarity is when everyone knows exactly what is expected of them and why. And so part of hiring and retaining, and why I chose clarity as it relates to HR for right now, is when we're hiring candidates to enter our buildings, and when we're also trying to retain quality educators. Okay, we want to retain the ones of quality and that are truly impacted our students. We want them to know what is expected, pardon me, of them, and why. That's important. So how do you do that? Here are 3 quick strategies. Strategy 1, oldie but goodie. Clearly define and communicate your school's goals and expectations. It sounds like a no-brainer, but sometimes this is very difficult, especially as a new principal. You may not necessarily know what what your priorities are, of exactly where you want the school to go, and that's okay in your first month or so, while you're trying to come in, get inundated to the culture. You're listening, looking, talking, interviewing people, and figuring everything out. But as soon as you know, you must communicate that and clearly define that, because as human beings, we like order and we like to know. That's whether you're 5 or whether you're 75. So you must clearly articulate that to everyone that's within your watch, and make sure that you communicate it in a way that speaks to them and that they understand, which means that most times, that needs to happen in 3 ways: a visual aspect, a verbal aspect, and some sort of video or audio type recording as well, to where you're communicating that, as well as meeting and discussing things with people in small groups and one-on-one. So don't underestimate the power of the check-in. That's another strategy. All right, so foster open communication. And sometimes as a new principal, that can be difficult, because you may not necessarily want to hear the good, bad, and the ugly just yet. But guess what? You want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly, because you want to encourage an open two-way communication channel. That means that you're not just telling people, you're asking them, how's it going? You're conducting temperature checks often. You're asking people, how is this working? How is this not working? What can we do? Which brings me to strategy 3: streamlining processes and decision making, and avoid complexity, and make sure that your school's direction is crystal clear. And I'm not sure if you could see it or not, but I say, ask yourself, I have this phrase: is it clear as water, or is it clear as mud? All right, so just in closing, remember this: as we think about hiring and retaining, we want to inspire clarity amidst the chaos that's in education. So be as clear as possible as you light the way for your school's success. All right. So that is my nugget for today. Let me know how you're doing with that, new principles. Let me know. All right. So this is Dr. Shara, and I am signing out.